But not just getting Z back out there. How much, are you kind of looking to figure out how to get him involved with Queen and some of these other guys and see just what the offense is supposed to look like once he's out there?
I think we're in a pretty good rhythm. I mean, we're still trying to figure each other out, how to space off each other, how to utilize them both as hubs in this offense. It's looking cleaner and cleaner to me. The more they're out there together, the more they can practice together. They're communicating as well during the game, so it's just great to have him back out there, just to have his force, his presence, gravity out there. He just opens up the floor for everybody else. So just trying to maximize those two together, and then separately too. They're not going to always just play together. We're trying to maximize them as individuals and as a combo.
David, you seem to do a good job of finding errors and correcting them right away. What's kind of your procedure for doing that? When the team's not doing something well, the third quarter adjustment you made last night. Do you just try different things, or what's your process?
I guess my nature is more just to deal with stuff and let it linger, So if the game requires action for me, I'm going to take some action. Sometimes it's risky. Sometimes you got to let a group go and see. This group, I'm not sure I'm going to wait around too long to see if they figure it out. I'm going to try something new. I probably did this a little bit in Charlotte. I had a young group that was young and learning how to play the game. And the sooner I pivoted and tried something else, the better results I found. Or it was at least making a statement to our guys, this ain't working. We got to try something different, whether it's strategic or it's rotational. I'm ready to move when it's called.
How was the transition gone within the staff? Obviously, when you took over, you probably had to delegate and modify some responsibilities. How has that developed?
Well, number one, the staff is great. Willie did a great job putting this staff together. They're wonderful individuals and highly intelligent basketball coaches. So I'm very fortunate that I get to walk into that and I have a relationship with them, number one. I think that's what makes the transition smooth, is that there was a trust level and a familiarity with each other. So we're doing some different things. I can't say it's a whole, we don't have a whole lot of time. I'm kind of learning as I go and making a few tweaks here and there to maximize the staff as best that I know how to do it. So I think the staff is being a little patient with me, hopefully, as we navigate this, as we try to navigate some new territory. But I trust the staff, very good group.
James, I know you talked about wanting to get 10 games in before you really assess, I guess, the situation, what the team's doing. But looking through the first 6 games, it's hard not to notice rebounding's way up, pace is way up. There's certain things that are way up. It seems like there's an identity forming. Would you agree with that? You feel like there's something
for
happening?
Sure. I'm seeing signs of it. There's some areas we are highlighting clearly to our guys, clear identity measures. Rebounding was one of them. It's that low-hanging fruit that it's an effort, it's a focus, it's a tenacity that we gotta go do, and we're capable of it. We're big enough to rebound. We're clearly big enough. Now we don't have that one monster in the middle, where maybe Valanciunas used to do that for us back in my day, in my Spur day. Duncan, we didn't really have to talk about rebounding. Duncan just went and got them all. In Charlotte, my days were not like that. You had to collectively go rebound. This group has to be a collective gang rebounding group, so it takes focus, attention on that area. I'd say we're just more active probably. We're trying to get a little bit more active with our hands defensively, a little bit more of a swarming mentality, protection of the paint. I do like the pace offensively right now. I think we all felt it last night, a little bit more just pace on to the next play. I was really, really pleased with the ball movement as well. I would say those are probably the areas that you could point to as some identity markers that we're looking to grow. And we just got to stay on it day by day.
When you see you have a game like that, I mean, how much of it is he's just been trying to get back to being 100% from being out for a while?
Yeah, I think he missed a couple there, trying to get back in the fold. But I think we saw the impact he could have on that game. I felt it in the Denver game as well. He had, this crazy coach only played him 12 minutes in that game. So, he might have had like 15 rebounds in that game too. But, that's what he can be for us, and that's his identity. I think he clearly understands what we need out of him: the energy, the effort, rim protection, the defense, the rebounding, obviously on both ends of the floor. He can do this every night, and we're asking him to do that. And then watching the film, he was fantastic defensively. We were switching so much. He's one of those guys so unique to have a big that can protect the rim and switch. That's an elite defender. He's getting there little by little. He was able to stay in front of guards last night, make plays at the rim, block shots as guards got by him. So he's got a very high ceiling.
JB, practice number 2, what were you able to accomplish today?
We're really hammering the defense right now. We're trying to really anchor and put a lot of attention into the defense. Obviously, our transition defense, as I told the guys, I told you last night, we had a lot of practice last night in transition defense. But the only way to get better at it is to go work on it. You have to go do this. So a little bit of half-court defense, a little bit of individual defense where the focus is. And then the continual ball movement right now. Our spacing is number 1. I think no matter what we're running, if we can get to our spots and be clean in our spacing, we tend to make good decisions right now. We're making better decisions, I'll say. So we're really focusing on our spacing right now, ball movement, and then we hit a little bit of the details as well. We haven't done a lot of end-of-game stuff, as a group. So making sure we know what a press offense looks like. We got pressed last night. It looked like my son's JV team, So we had, that's why we had to get fears back in the game. So we did a little bit of end-of-game execution, offense and defense, stole a few minutes there. And then we shot free throws. Got to make free throws. Missed 11. What is? I don't know what we scored. 150. I don't know. We scored what? 155 if you make those, or 154. If we make them in Dallas, we win that game. We make them against Denver, we win that game. So we got to lock in on the free throws as well.
In what capacity was Jordan Poole able to participate in today?
I think what you basically saw today. Were you guys watching him?
Not really.
No, just now.
He's shooting around.
Yeah, that's kind of what he did, and
no contact yet.
No contact yet with us. So hopefully we'll get to that soon. It'd be nice. So he's a big piece. He's a major weapon for us offensively.
Is there any kind of update on what's going on with Carlo?
Carlo, he's still sort of that day-to-day right now. I think it's that same issue. Nothing new to report on him. Hopefully we get him back soon. Another active body.
He's had a pretty good year so far. It seems like pretty impactful whenever he gets into the game.
Yeah, I think he fits how I want to play for sure. His energy, his ability to run the floor, put pressure on the rim. He's switchable. When you look at Eve and Carlo, they can guard one-on-one against guards. That's a luxury to have, to be switchable, have size, protect the rim. Rebounding is going to be big for him. He and Eve got to gobble up the rebounds. That's an area of focus for both of them. But I feel him when he's out there. The energy and the ability to go end to end, and then he can make a three. Eve can't really make a three yet. Carlo can make a corner three and maybe an above the break three once in a while. So, which allows me to probably play him with Z, play him with Queen a little bit, a lot more variety. So I hope they've given me, hopefully he's back soon. I have to make some tough decisions here in the lineup.
And one more quick thing on Poole. Just how much, we talked about pace, it is already up, but just his volume shooting, how much is that transforming?
It'll be massive for us. Just those catch and shoot. He's a high volume 3-point shooter. He's maybe one of those guys that can take us from 30 to 35, 35 to 40. He has that ability. So, I would expect our offense to take another tick up, when he comes back, as long as we're playing the right way. And, he could be a real added weapon to our group.
The emphasis that you've had on pace and getting downhill, what's the key to establishing that when you're not necessarily playing an opponent like the Bulls that also like to run?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think last night's opponent, just their style of play allowed us to do that a little bit more. They were playing fast, we were playing fast, so it pushed our pace up as well. Tomorrow might be a little different. It's going to be a new challenge tomorrow on how they play, probably a little bit slower of a team, a bigger team. I think identity-wise, though, we still want to maintain our pace regardless. Some teams make it a little tougher on you, though. Just the reality. I think Memphis probably, their style of play is going to make it a little tougher for us to get out and run, but we want to maintain pace no matter who we're playing. I think last night allowed us to get a sense of where we want to go ultimately. Then our spacing, regardless of who we're playing against, has to continue to get better. We're going to be tough to guard if we'll space the court, share the ball, and move it and make quick decisions. This group can do it. I think last night, I think I'm saying this correctly, was the 6th most paint touches from an NBA team all season. I think we almost had 100 paint touches last night, which I like. Obviously, I haven't liked our paint decisions so far this season. It needs to go to another level, meaning don't take the bad shot at the rim. You know, Memphis is going to challenge us in that area tomorrow, but we want to get downhill, make the kick out, make the read to the rim. That's really an area of growth for us. We're touching paint. Now we got to make the right decisions.
And when you got two or three rookies playing big minutes for you guys, there are times where you want to let them learn through mistakes, and there have been a few times where we've seen you kind of pull those guys and just let them sit and watch. I guess, how do you judge when's the right time to do one or the other?
True? Did I do that? I pulled them away?
I mean, we saw Queen that one time. You pulled them.
I did pull them. No. Look, I think they're young, and there's habits we're trying to form, right? There's habits, and there's got to be a standard that we set when we step out there on the floor, whether you're a rookie or not. And it's really important and valuable for rookies right now to understand the level you have to get to. And when you feel it wavering, you're going to have to nip it, you know, and that's my job, is to really hold them accountable to the level and the standard we want and we expect. There's no entitlement in this league. You're not gifted minutes, whether you're the first pick, 21st pick, second round pick. There's no gifting of minutes. Players have to go earn that. And I think this young group has really shown me that they're willing to go there, but when they don't, it's my job to hold them accountable.
You guys had your best shot quality this season last night. I know a couple games ago you also talked about it's really high shot quality. Last few games, that's been trending upward. I think your rim and three rate was almost 85% last night. Just, is that something, like you said, wins obviously bring validation, but when you see a team generate those kind of looks, play that kind of weight, is that another sense of validation?
Yeah, it is. I think that's why, as a coach, I'm trying to live more in process versus result. You know, as a competitor, I want to win. I want them to make every shot, and the results they can overwhelm you at times. But I think the best organizations I've been a part of and I see out there, they're process driven, right? They have an identity. They know what they believe in. They know what shots they're trying to create, whether they go in or not. Trust that this is where we need to go. And the results will take care of themselves. We're getting closer to that. We're not near where we need to be, but we're getting closer. I think the identity is starting to form. The trust is there. The more high quality shots. I think that's really the goal in basketball. Can you get better quality shots than your opponent? And I've seen that. Or I think even when I compare us to that Denver game, I saw a lot of good signs in that Denver game. Their shot quality is a little higher because they have maybe the best player in the world. We were probably neck and neck with them. We were very close in our shot quality. Obviously, you want the win, though, to validate it, right? You're saying, and it allows me to come in the next day and say, we're getting there, man, but you need a little bit of a boost, which is what a win can do for you.